the vibe of the people in there was very much like fitness influencers traveling or something. Well, hello friends. It is day 43 of our trip. I'm currently traveling with my husband Bran, and right now we are in Krabi, Thailand. When I booked the Airbnb that we're in now, I was really excited because there was a gym in the building. And you know how those pictures can be. You see things, they seem okay, and when you get there, it's not exactly what you saw online. There's a lot of things that are out of order that we can't really use. The time that we went and there was someone else working out there, it was so tiny that it was almost impossible for us to also work out. I understand why this small place like has such a tiny gym. It's nice that they have a gym at all, but really we can't get too much out of it, which is unfortunate because that is a reason I picked this spot to begin with. So many Airbnb misses on this trip so far. What this leads to is the fact that we've gone to 2 other lifting gyms in the area. They're literally like right next to each other pretty much. They're not super close to us. There is another gym that's closer, more walkable, but the way it looks, it honestly looks like a crazy construction site or something. The colors are all yellow and black, and it looks like it would give me a headache just being in there, like looking around. We've just decided to write that one off and not even try. But these other 2 lifting gyms are a pretty short scooter ride from where we're staying. So we've gone to 2 lifting gyms in the area, and they're literally like right next to each other pretty much. The first one is called Get Well Fitness, and the second one is called Push Fitness Center. When I was looking at these 2 options online, I thought that Get Well Fitness looked a little bigger, looked a little nicer, and I was pretty sure the prices were very similar to each other based on the photos that I saw on like Google reviews and things like that of the price lists. So we went to that one first, and it was super nice. It looked new. A lot of the machines were good. A lot of the machines worked really well. And there was a good amount of room. Even though there was a lot of machines and there were a decent amount of people there while we were working out, it wasn't too hard to do everything we wanted to do, not be in someone's way. Like it was pretty easy to use the gym and quite comfortable. They had the air going, like it wasn't too hot in there or anything. But the price was a lot more expensive than I thought. Now, I will say the day rates for gyms that we've tried both in Taipei and here in Krabi are way cheaper than most day rates would be in the US. It's a lot for me to be like stressing over a couple of dollars difference, but every dollar does matter to some degree while you're traveling, and we want to spend them in the best way possible. I'm happy to spend more when it makes sense, when the value is good, when it's something we really like. That's great. I don't want to pay more for things than I need to. And I don't want to pay a lot for stuff that's not that important to me on this trip. So when we got there, the price was a little bit more than we thought. We've definitely paid more going to a climbing gym, but as far as lifting gym, it's usually been pretty affordable. And that price was higher than the ones I had seen online. That gym was really good. We had a good workout, really enjoyed it. And it was very funny because the vibe of the people in there was very much like fitness influencers traveling or something. It's just not even a crowd that I've seen a lot at gyms in the US. It felt like someone was gonna break out their camera and start filming and doing like TikToks or something. It just had a very like fitness Instagram person vibe. They weren't doing this, don't get me wrong. It's just kind of how everyone looked or something. It was very clearly all tourists and maybe people that were staying a little more long term, but these were definitely not locals for sure. Like that was not the crowd that was here at all. And that's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that. It was just an observation that we made. The next time we had some time and decided to go to the gym again, I figured we might as well go check out this other gym. If we go in there and the price that I've seen is incorrect, we literally can go like 2 feet away and go to the other gym. It's pretty easy to just go in, scope it out, see how it is. The second gym that we went to is called Push Fitness Center. So the price per person is roughly like $5 American, which is pretty darn cheap. We were obviously happy about that. The place looks smaller. It definitely didn't look as new or as nice, but we figured, might as well give it a try for $5, totally worth trying and just seeing how we feel about it. If we hate it, You can obviously go to the other one next time, no big deal. So we go there, and it is way more crowded than the other place. And because it's a little bit smaller, it's definitely more common to kind of be working around people and almost bumping into people, really like trying to be careful about where you are because there's other people trying to work out pretty close to you. It was super hot in there. The way the AC worked, it didn't work that well throughout the entire space. It was kind of concentrated in the front, and there were only fans in certain places. So when we would go to the back area to use different things back there, we were just sweating like crazy. It was basically a free hot yoga session. You weren't able to use anything you wanted at any point. There were definitely a lot of other people there, and it was super hot. I'm saying all these things that sound really negative, and they're not exactly things I like love or something, but I will say that we actually ended up liking this second gym a lot more. And the reason is it just felt like a real community there. We've been there 3 times total now, and it's actually a pretty good mix of people that are traveling or living here temporarily, as well as locals. The people that work there are super, super nice, and they're also very into fitness as well. That wasn't totally the vibe at the other place. And part of the reason I say they have this community vibe is the fact that the second time that we went there, the person at the front desk said to us was, she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's really crowded right now. But the reason it's so crowded is because we let the local football team, soccer for Americans, we let them train here for free to just help support them." And that was just so cool. There's all these guys in here training, wearing their jerseys, stuff like that. It was very clear who was on the team. And it was way more crowded for sure. But there was just something really nice about that. You could just really see the community there. That whole vibe just really reminds us of some of our favorite climbing gyms that we've been members of in the past, where a lot of people know each other, a lot of people come all the time. You have all these gym rat people that really like to work out, but are also supportive and are pretty laid back and welcoming overall. So it's cool to see that type of welcoming gym space, and it was really cool that we got to find it here. So we have been going there, and even though we're sweating to death, even though it can be a little bit hard to do everything you want to do in the order you want to do it, we don't really care because the place is just got great energy, you know? It's got a good vibe, and we've been enjoying going there and enjoying like supporting them and giving them our money. You know, we're much more happy to see a place like that thrive. And the other gym is great. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that Brandon and I really love seeing like that type of fitness community. It's just something we like and we have loved being a part of in other places that we've lived. That is my little mini review of the gyms in Krabi that we've been to. You know, all 2 of them. I know, just so in depth. But I just wanted to talk about that because if you're someone who works out a lot, or if you're just someone who's traveling long enough that you know you're going to need to do some of that just to keep yourself feeling good and feeling healthy, finding a gym is one of those things that can be a little tricky. We very easily could have just stuck with the first one. I'm glad that we did just go and check out this other place. If we have a 2-hour session, that's just okay. It's not that big of a loss, especially when the price per day isn't that bad. When we're having these very normal work days, when we're not doing anything super exciting, there's still like these cool moments that we have and experience, and being around the supportive fitness community is just, it's something that we've always enjoyed at home. So it's nice to kind of feel that in a totally different country. So that's enough gym talk for today. If you are someone who is a gym rat like me, please let me know what you look for when you're traveling and looking for places to work out. I would love to get advice on that. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will chat with you again tomorrow. Goodbye.